All right, let's dive in. There's this one little four-letter word that can literally build a prison around our potential. It's a word that secretly runs and, yeah, often ruins our lives. Today, we're not just going to name that word. We're going to show you exactly how to break out of its prison for good. So, does this feel familiar at all? That nagging feeling that your day is just a series of obligations, like you're just running through a checklist that honestly, it feels like someone else wrote for you. Well, if you feel that way, you are definitely not alone. And that feeling of being trapped, it has a name. And believe me, it's a powerful one. Yeah, it's that feeling of must. I must do this, I must do that. And look, while it absolutely feels like a cage, the most important thing to get right now is that you hold the key. This whole breakdown is basically the blueprint for how to use it. All right, section 1, the prison of must. We're going to really dig into understanding the tyranny of obligation. Because look, to escape this prison, we've got to understand how it was built in the first place, right? And it all starts with this tyranny of obligation and the one little word that forges the chains. So the root of all this is a Dutch word, moeten. It literally just means must. But here's the thing, it's not just a word, it's a command. I mean, think about it, right? Where do we first hear this stuff? From our parents, our teachers, society in general? It's an order from some external authority that we just internalize so deeply that it starts to sound like our own voice. And it always implies there's absolutely no other choice. And yeah, this has some pretty serious consequences. When you live under the rule of must, it creates this constant pressure. And what's wild is that it actually makes you resist the very thing you feel you have to do. This whole cycle leads to this sense of victimhood, like you have zero control. And all that energy you could be using to, actually do the thing, it gets completely wasted just fighting the compulsion. It is just utterly exhausting. Okay, but here's where things start to change. What if you could flip the script on this whole dynamic? What if, instead of being the prisoner of your to-do list, you could become its architect? Let's get into exactly how we make that shift happen. This. This right here is the mantra. It's the core identity shift you need to make. Just saying it. I am the architect. You see, this isn't just about getting things done anymore. It's about consciously designing the life you actually want to live. And this comparison just lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the mind of the prisoner, always feeling that external pressure, just following old, tired blueprints. But then look at the other side, the mind of the architect. They're all about seeking internal autonomy, owning every single choice they make. They're the ones who stop and ask, wait a minute, whose rule is this anyway? And then they go and design a new plan, their plan. So the big question is, how do we actually start thinking like an architect? Well, the key, believe it or not, is in the words we use every day. Our language literally becomes the blueprint for our freedom. Just look at this transformation in action. On the left, you have the prisoner's language, which is all about obligation. But check out the architect's language on the right. It's all about choice. So instead of, I must work now, it becomes, I choose to work now because it serves my goal. You feel that shift? Obligation turns into purpose. Or how about, I must eat healthy? That turns into, I want to nourish my body for more energy. See? Duty becomes desire. This right here is how you start to take back ownership. And I want to be super clear. This isn't just about playing with words. It's not just semantics. This small change completely reorients your energy. You literally stop wasting it on fighting and resistance, and you start channeling it into focused, positive, powerful action. It's a total game changer. All right, now let's take this a step further. This is kind of the next level. Once you get good at rephrasing your musts, you can move on to what I'd call the architect's most powerful tool, the concept of ontmoeten, or as we'll call it, unmusting. So unmusting, it's really the ultimate act of freedom. It's the conscious act of just releasing an obligation, of letting it go so you can connect with your inner truth and your values. And let's be clear, this is not procrastination. It's about intentionally pausing, releasing all that external pressure, and getting back in touch with what actually matters to you. Think of this as your personal reset button for any time you're feeling totally overwhelmed by all those musts. It's a simple process. First, you just step away from all the noise. Second, you consciously release those external demands. Third, and this is crucial, you reconnect with your core values. And only then, from that place of real calm and clarity, do you choose what your next conscious step is going to be. Okay, So, what's the end game here? What's the ultimate goal of all this? It's all about designing what we call a coherent life. And that's a life where your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions are all finally in perfect alignment. And let me tell you, this state of coherence is absolutely transformative. Your mind? It's no longer a prisoner of duty. It's finally free to create. Your body? It's no longer stuck in that fight or flight stress response. You get that inner calm back. The result of all this is this incredible, powerful alignment, where what you do is a true reflection of what you think and feel. And that really brings us to the crucial point, the main takeaway from all of this. Real, lasting productivity and fulfillment, for that matter, it doesn't come from just forcing yourself through a checklist of obligations. It comes from autonomy. It comes from choosing to be the architect of your own life. So I'm going to leave you with a question to think about. Just take a look at your day, maybe your week ahead, and really ask yourself, what is the very first thing you're going to unmust today to start designing that more coherent, more authentic life for yourself?